Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching me from. I have been a bit away for a while now, say a month plus. So I know some of you have been expecting my videos, but I'm back now. So here on my channel, I teach people how to sew. I always post the sewing tutorials. So if you're new to my channel, please, I would like you to like my channel, subscribe. If you're the type that likes my video, that I usually watch, I'll request that you subscribe to my channel as well. Then I just need your encouragement and everything. So today on my channel, I'll be showing you how to do your dart manipulation. By dart manipulation, I mean transferring your dart from one position to the other. You can actually move two dart into one particular location depending on the style you're going for. So don't say, my dart is at the waist, I must always sew it at the waist. No, you can transfer your dart, your waist dart to the side. So first of all, I want to show you the positions that you can actually transfer your dart to. So before I get there, there's something very important I would like to say. I want to say that this pattern that I'm using, this Natalie Brace pattern, was not drafted for our individual bodies. They use average measurements to draft this pattern. So sometimes when you draft this pattern and you sew it on your body, you might discover that the bust point, where the bust point is not your actual bust point, doesn't rhyme with your body bust point. So what I want to make you understand now is that, first of all, before you start sewing, you have to check. Natalie Brace pattern says that our true bust line is 4 centimeters below the bust line. Like, this is the bust line, aka armhole line. So that is 4 centimeters below this bust line. But it's not always true for everybody. So you have to measure from your shoulder line to with your measurement. You measure it down. For example, if your own is 10 inches, you measure it down, then you rule a line across. That is your own true bust line. So don't always follow this the one on this pattern. So let's get started. So this is point X here, our true bust line, point X. So everything we do has to go through point X, because point X is our bust apex, the highest point of our bust. So now I'm showing you positions you can actually move your darts to. You can move it to the side, okay, which is called your side dart. You can move it down, is at the side too, but down below here is called your French dart. You can move it to your center front here. This place is called your center front dart. All right, and you can equally move it to your armhole. You can move your dart to your armhole. You will try and locate the midpoint of your armhole. You can equally move your dart to your neckline, okay, to give a kind of style line. So when you do that, you make sure that the dart is in the middle of your neckline. So here are the positions that you can actually move your darts to for the front, your front bodies. These are the locations where you can actually move your darts to. So let me be practical this time. So first of all, I'm going to close this bust dart. This one here is called, this original one that is here now, you can call it the shoulder dart, you can call it the bust dart. So this one here, which was here from the onset of this pattern, I'm going to close it up, and I will now transfer it to the side, so you understand what I'm talking about. So now I'm closing. So what I'll do is, first thing you do is you redraw your dart, because it was 1 inch above it was 1 inch above your true bust line, because normally you don't sew your dart to your apex, to the highest point of your bust, because you don't want your dart to come all the way to your apex. You want it to like, you want it to flatter your bust, so you don't sew your dart to the apex. So now because I'm about to transfer my bust to another position, I must bring it to the bust apex, which is point X. So I'm redrawing my shoulder dart. This is the first thing I'm supposed to have done, but you know, I forgot, skipped my mind. So I just redraw it now to this point X. Everything we do has to go through point X. So now I'm trying to close this dart so that I can transfer it to another position. You see, first thing you do, you draw the line of where you want the new dart to be. When you finish drawing that line, you go to that dart that you want to close and you slash a leg of it, one leg of it, which I just did now. Now that I have slashed one leg of it, I'll go back to that place that I want to transfer the dart to, because if I don't open up this place, if I close the other side, my pattern will not lay flat. So see what I want to do now. I am about to close this dart, this one here. So now I can peacefully close. Let me get my tape. Oh God, where did I keep my tape? So let's continue. So I want to go, already slashed the line like I said earlier. So now I am closing this one, this previous dart. I've closed it here. I have closed it. So it's like I did not slash here very well, that's why it's not laying. Okay, so I slashed it more and now it's going to lay properly. So as you can see now, why is this dart not laying well? It's supposed to lay flat, you know, that's the essence of slashing the other line. So okay, now I have successfully moved my shoulder dart to the side. So see my new, this is now the new position of the dart. So with this now I can sew off this dart. I can sew this dart here now as my side dart, and there won't be any changes in the pattern, and it's going to give me like another style. It's part of your design. So I can decide to like transfer this one again to another position. So let me show you. Okay, let me transfer this side dart to, okay, let me transfer it to the French dart. This one is the French dart here, this one that is down below here. So all I need to do is for me to like slash this new line. When I'm done slashing, I'll take my paper tape and I will close this other one. When you're slashing, you have to be careful, otherwise you can just slash the whole thing off and you start afresh. So here now I'm closing this other dart here. So I have successfully closed the side dart, and this is my new dart location here. So I can even transfer this one here again to another position, maybe the center front or wherever. So it's up to you. So I don't want this dart here, I want it at the side because there's something else I want to show you now. So I've taken this dart back to this side dart. I have closed the French dart because I don't want my dart to be here. So I want to also tell you that you can equally transfer this waist dart to any other location. Say you want to sew side dart and armhole dart, it's still fine. So I want to show you how to transfer your waist dart, your shoulder dart to the side, and you only sew a dart at the side and not at the waist. So all you need to do is, again, you will make sure that you redraw this dart back to the apex because everything has to start from here. So you draw your waist dart back to the apex, highest point of your bust, point X. So now that I've redrawn this dart, you see what I'll do now. I'll take my scissors and cut one of the dart leg. Okay, you see what I just did? Now that I've slashed that leg, all I'll need to do is for me to close. I didn't slash this place well. You have to be careful, otherwise you just ruin the whole thing. So now I can close this dart. So now I have transferred my shoulder dart and my waist dart to the side. Okay, if you want to sew this dart now, I want to show you what to do. You cannot just sew this dart because now the two legs are no longer equal. This one and this one may not be equal, and if you sew it, you will not like how it will come out. So what you do is you take a sheet of paper like this. Okay, take a sheet of paper, you place it underneath it. When you've done so, you can use gum to gum it down. I think that one is better, or you can still use your paper tape to like tape it down like this. So when you do this, like I told you, you don't sew your dart to the apex. So now I want to show you what to do. You measure about 3 to 4 centimeters from this apex down. So what you do is about 3 to 4 centimeters down. So I'm measuring 3 centimeters here. This is 3 centimeters. You make sure it's at the center. The point you're marking is at the center of the dart. So you take your ruler like this and you connect it back to the original dart leg. Okay, and you do so back to the original dart leg. Okay, so what you do now, you try to close it so that you can throw the dart. Throwing of dart means that you want the two darts to have its equal leg, so that by the time you sew it, it's matching up. So I'm trying to close this dart here. Okay, I'm working with a half pattern. It's kind of small, but I'll make sure you see what I'm doing. So I'm closing this dart. As you can see, I have closed it. Like if you look at it now, you notice that this line here is not matching up with this line again. All right, so it's not a big deal. All you need to do is for you to take off your ruler and you make sure it's aligned. Did I use my hand? So what you do is you roll it again. You roll it, place your ruler at your bust line and try to match it up back to your waistline. Okay, so now these two darts now have come back to the same length. So that's what you do. So when you do that, you cut. Once you do that, you cut it. You see what you have now? Can you see the shape that we have now? So by the time you're sewing, you will not run short of fabric. Everything will just match up. Can you see? So this is how it's supposed to be. So with this now, you can go ahead and sew your darts to this point, which is about 3 or 4 centimeters from your bust apex. So, and you make sure you cut out the excess paper from the under to give your pattern a neat look. So you check your shoulder line. If it's straight, if it's not straight, you make sure you straighten it, and by the time you sew this, it's going to give you a very lovely fit. And remember to like redraw your neckline, because this neckline here is very high, except this is the style you're going for. But if this is not the style you're going for, you redraw the neckline, and you can equally tighten the neckline if needed, depending on how low it is. So this is it for the front. So let me quickly show you what you can do, how you can transfer your back dart. We have this little dart here at the shoulder. In case you don't want to sew this dart, and you want to eliminate this dart, or you want to even transfer it to another location, I will show you positions you can actually transfer this shoulder dart to. You can transfer this dart to your neckline. You can transfer this dart to your center, center back line here. You can transfer this dart to your armhole line. So whichever way you want to do it, you can equally eliminate this dart if you want to. For example, all I'll need to do is I'll take my tape like this. I'll take my tape and I'll measure my shoulder length. Okay, I'll measure my shoulder length, whatever my shoulder length gives me. All right, I'll mark it. Then the rest is the excess, which you need to eliminate. What you do is like you blend it into your armhole. You blend it in and you cut it out. By so doing, you have successfully eliminated this dart. So now I want to show you how you can actually transfer this dart now to the armhole. So all you need to do is for you now to like slash a line from your armhole to this point here. So when you do that, you cut one leg of this dart here. You cut a leg of it. Okay, when you cut a leg of it, you take your tape, you slide it under, and you tape it down. By so doing, you have successfully transferred this dart to the armhole. So all you need to do right now is for you to place a paper underneath. When you place a paper underneath of it, you tape it or you gum it down depending on what you have available. You gum it down like I'm doing right now, and you bring your curve ruler or whatever you have at hand, and you try to like see how you can blend it back to your original dart position. Okay, you try to like blend it back. Okay, you blend it back. So by so doing, you have eliminated that dart, and you don't forget to like redraw your your shoulder line. You have to do that. So once you do that, you have successfully either transfer or eliminate your shoulder dart at the back. Then as for this one here, there is nothing much you can actually do with this dart here. If you don't want this dart here, you can actually take it out from the side. What you do is you measure the value of this, and you measure it from here inward. For example, is here, and you take your ruler and you connect it back to this spoil and you cut it out. By so doing you have eliminated this. That you can equally reduce it. For example, if it was 1 inch and you want it, you feel it's too big, you can make it half inch and take out the rest of the half inch from the side, or add it to what you took out from the back shaping and take it out as well. So thank you very much everyone for watching my dart manipulation tutorial. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.